Okay, so now that we saved it, I'm going to go over here to New and use Make Drawing from Part Assembly. All right, that's the easiest way to create a drawing. I do this, and what you could do is you can select from your standard tabs there, and once you select the drawing, okay, you got to also check the units as well as the sheet properties. So here you can see by default there's the metric sizes, but I'm going to browse and I'm going to select let's say an A size landscape, which is imperial decimal, and I'll go ahead and click open and then OK here. Now before I start dropping my views in there, I'm going to close this up for a second, all right, and take a look down here in the bottom, and you'll see that what we want again is inch, pound, seconds. Let's make sure the units are correct first, and if you right click over a sheet, you can take a look at properties. You also want to make sure that you're using third angle projection. Okay. Now you can see here the sheet scale is set to 1 to 2, the actual scale that we want to use for our drawing. All right. And so now we have a number of ways that we can insert the drawing view. Since it's not a standard 3 view, we could do one of two things. We could either use our view box right here, so we just drag and drop and then create projected views. Or if we just did a right click here, you can see we can insert model views. And if you have the drawing open, the part model open, you can see it in the list here. Now using the insert drawing view here, you can see we have tabs where you can actually determine if you want to have multiple views, for example, or just a single view, right? We're going to do a top view here. And then you can also define the display style properties, and we're going to show hidden lines, okay, and just use the sheet scale. We also want to use true dimension types. So here's the top view, all right, you can see that. And now if we wanted to show our section view, what we need to do here is we need to take a look at annotation, okay, and well actually sorry, view layout, and here you can see the section view. Okay. Now in order to create the section view, you're either going to draft first a sketch line, or once you enter the command, you'll draft the sketch line there. Okay. So we can do it like this. Section view, right? You can pick out your cutting line style, and then what you're doing here is you're just coming towards the center of the drawing there to place the drawing annotation for section. All right. And of course you can select the different types of styles, which we'll talk about later. And then once you do that, you place the arrow, and then you can move the view in order to position it where you want. Okay? And you'll see a lot of things there will be automatic. The naming, as well as the arrows, for example. If you didn't want to see the arrows, you can remove them. You can also adjust the section depth, for example, or you could do a partial section. Right? So we'll look into the details a little bit later. Now, you can also spread out your arrows just by grabbing them and moving them around. You can even grab the label, move it out of the way, for example. Okay? Now, if we were going to make any kind of updates, you'll see the change in the view style there, which you can simply use rebuild to update, and then you should see the drawing update based on any changes that you've done to the cutting plane line. Now what we want to do is enter a detail view, so we're going to go over here to detail view. All right, and now again what we want to do is simply sketch the detail circle. So I'm going to start in this area and just sketch out the area that I want to show in detail. And don't worry, because if you make it a certain size, you can always move it around, and you'll notice that once you place the circle, then you'll have the cutaway detail view that you can position where you want as well. All right, and you can see here, if I select the detail bubble, I can move it around, make adjustments, right, or grab the point that locates it and move it around. And what we could do then is, once again, come over here to rebuild to update it. So now that we have those views, now we can start to annotate, right? And so now we can come over here to annotate and use our smart dimension and start placing our dimensions in the drawing. And again, if you just select the sketch entities here and place your dimensions, you should be okay. All right? So that's pretty much the approach. You guys can finish all the detailing on your own there.